Hello everyone, Troy here, and today is August 12th, which marks the 12th day of RPG Day 2017. Today's question number 12, states, which RPG has the most inspiring interior art? For me, there's several contenders, but it came down to the book that I love the most for its interior art, and that would be Dungeon Crawl Classics Core Rulebook. What you see before you here is a alternative cover version of the book. It's also soft cover, but we're not talking about the cover today, are we? We're talking about the art found within. This book is lovingly illustrated by some of the most well-known legendary artists from the old school. So we're talking dating back to first edition Dungeons & Dragons here. Errol Otis has done many pieces within this tome, as well as maps illustrated by Doug Kovacs and many other artists from that era. And one of the good things about Goodman Games, the producer and designer of this game, is that it's not a one-off. These guys like Doug Kovacs creating illustrations for the book and then never to be seen again. These guys are part of the Goodman Games and Dungeon Crawl Classics family. If you go to any convention, you'll find Doug Kovacs there. He'll be there with the Dungeon Crawl Classics crew, Joseph Goodman and all the main writers for the modules as well. And they'll sign your art. You know, they will have copies of these first edition pieces of art that they'll sign for you. So the book is mostly black and white. If you had the hardcore cover of the book, there's a beautiful colored illustration on the inside cover, but unfortunately in this limited edition alternative cover, that's not the case. But the book is an understatement for me to say full of this art. Every page is lovingly illustrated to some degree. Some images more involved and detailed than others, but Questing Beast did a flip through of this some time ago, and he was the individual that introduced me to the book, and seeing the images during that flip through made me immediately know that I needed to have it. I've since run the game and I quite enjoy the system as well, which is a streamlined or augmented version of 3rd edition Dungeons & Dragons, because this game came out of the open gaming license. But even if I hadn't ever played the game, I knew I had to have this book because of the old school art found within. Beautiful stuff, and extensive. The entire tome is covered in this stuff, maybe a little less so in the section that covers the spells, but as you can see through this quick flip through, it is relatively consistent, and it is lavishly illustrated. It is a love letter to the old school, and if this can inspire you to play some dungeon delving, high mortality Dungeons & Dragons style adventuring, I don't know what will. So that's my pick for today's question. Dungeon Crawl Classics from Goodman Games. Cheers.